Hey everyone, my name is Ashley for those of you who do not know me, and I'll be on here for the entire month of August sharing with you all words that I get daily coupled with my thoughts behind them based off of knowledge and wisdom that I've learned along my journey or experiences that I've experienced or environments that I've been exposed to. So today, day 13, the word of the day is sacrifice. Now, the definition of sacrifice is the act of giving up something of value for the sake of something greater, something more important, something more worthy of. And in correlation to my relationship with God, there have been multiple things along my journey with Him that I needed to sacrifice. And it was definitely hurtful in the moment, but the outcome of it was stupid dope, right? Like it was the exceedingly abundantly above what we can think or even imagine or even ask for. And sometimes it was immediate and sometimes it was over the course of months or even over the course of years. But God is faithful to deliver and to make up for the sacrifices that we have made for Him. If I look at my life today, I did not see my life turning out like it is, right? Like I did not see myself sharing videos every day, speaking. I didn't see myself like have a microphone in my hand praying on a stage. Like those things never crossed my mind. I never saw myself going on missions trips to bring people back to Christ. Like those things never crossed my mind at all. But when I started following God, maybe like 6-7 years ago, I made a decision to follow God. I made a decision that God, whatever you want, you can have it. And one of my prayers that I pray daily is that God, I want your perfect will over my life to come forth. So if that means that relationships need to die, they can go, God. If that means that I need to embrace other relationships, God, I will embrace them. God, whatever it is in me that is not of you, that does not glorify you, that does not go into alignment with your perfect will, God, remove it. And I receive and embrace like all the things that you want for my life. Now, that is a courageous prayer, but when you're in the midst of it, it doesn't feel good. Because it's a sacrifice. You're giving up something that you love, something that you desire. Oh my gosh. But God is faithful. God is faithful. Over the years, like God has asked me to lay down. When I first started my personal training, He asked me to close up all of my clients, like finish my sessions and I'll be done with them. And I was like, that doesn't make sense, God. Like I'm building this name for myself. That don't make sense for the success that I have known of the world, right? But the success of God is obedience to Him. And so I actually ended up doing it, right? My clients were like, what? Why are you doing this? We need you. And I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta be obedient because your girl couldn't sleep at night. But man, on the other side of that, I got to work in different places and I got to impact people in a way that I had not experienced before. I got to see something that was in me that I know that I wouldn't have seen unless I would have, moved to those places. And man, God is faithful. God is faithful. God goes after the one, and that is really like what inspires me and motivates me to continue to lay down my life. I continue to do it for the one. Like if it's just for one person, I am willing to go. Like I have experienced that in multiple places where I didn't want to go to jobs, but God wanted me to go for this one person, to give that person a word, to have them experience the love of God no matter how mean they were. I am going to love and shower you with God's love. I'm gonna give you gifts. Like I'm gonna win over your love, not because I want to win over your love, but because God wants to win over your love. Oh my gosh. And that is a beautiful thing about sacrifice. Like when we look at the story of God and how He gave His only Son, He sacrificed His only Son to die for us. Like that is love. That's a different kind of love. Like when people give out of their abundance, it's great. I'm grateful for it, right? But I have experienced people give to me out of their sacrifice. Like this is their last and they're giving it to me so that I can have what I need. That is a whole different type of love. Sacrifice looks different for everyone. Man. I'm not gonna go down that road, but sacrifice is giving up something that you love for the sake of something greater. And my prayer for you all is that you would be willing to sacrifice for the will of God, for God's greater purpose, because it's not just about us. It is for a greater purpose, right? And one of my greater purposes that people would know who God is. They would know who Christ is. And if that means that I got to get uncomfortable and say something to someone that I don't know, or if that means that I have to not bring out my petty so that other people can just receive the love of Christ, if that means that I have to give up my finances in some type of way so that, man, this person can have, then I'm willing to do it, because it's for a greater purpose. Like, we don't know what these purposes are, but we trust the God who is asking us to lay these things down for him. Oh my goodness, man. I pray that this blessed you all, and I pray that you guys would just be willing to trust God. Be willing to trust God, because on the other side of sacrifice, there is an abundance. On the other side of sacrifice, there is God's perfect will. On the other side of sacrifice, there is God's perfect timing, which allows us to flourish, right? Man, I hope this blessed you all. I love you guys, and remember that you can do all things through Christ.